Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday afternoon, September 14th. We're looking at window traders' market profile of the ES and SPY. Interesting day. On the one hand, the bears have to be happy because we spent all day either in the lower distribution, below yesterday's low, or just in one set of single prints we filled, barely filled another. Russell and Qs filled two sets of singles. Qs have a poor low on the day. They end 9 wide. I'm not counting N. They had overlapping lower value. They do have a poor low, though, as you can see. Russell ends 9 wide. They had overlapping lower value. We end 10 wide without N period. We took out both sides of our IB. The other day we couldn't take out either side. We took out both in the first time frame you could do it, which is C. Pretty amazing. Had a decent day today. It was a little weird day. 9 for 9. Look at all the volume we spent. Everything above half back, mostly above the opening. Only to spend the last 2 hours pushing. And then those shorts got ripped apart. Right? Nothing turned purple down here. It was kind of strange. So it's a little disappointing for bears only because there's not much below us. And they did take out yesterday's low a bunch of times. So I thought they can get going. But never did. Actually, I'm not surprised they didn't get going late in the day. I thought B and C they could get going. I had a decent day trading. I took a short in A period against the overnight high in ES, which worked out. Then in C period, we now had taken out, we had lower value all day. We took out the IB low. We took out the overnight low. We took out yesterday's low. I didn't short it here, but when we pushed up, I shorted. I'm like, okay, I'm comfortable with that. And I shorted half back at the time, which was a little higher, or right below half back. And I added. Now, I added a couple of times it pulled back, so I was doing okay on the add-ons and takeoffs, but I did have two where I originally started that I was getting hurt. And I said the opening is my out. I got out above it. Ended up losing money on the trade, not a lot. But what I should have done is reshorted it at the day's high. Why? Because I didn't expect to go trend up. I certainly didn't expect to go trend up right away. But I didn't do that, and I didn't do it in D either. But I did do it in G, shorted that, which was value high at the time. I pulled back, looking for maybe a pullback. I took a one lot, it went right against me. I added two. I'm like, I'm not adding anymore if we decide to go get the day's low. Well, it pushed up nicely for me when I got long. To take them off, I made 6 points on the two lot. I lost, I think, 3 points on the one lot. So that was a good trade for me. And then K, L, and M, I took a long in K to stop the one-time framing above J. And then L and M, each time we made a new low, I'm like, I don't think we're going to go trend. It doesn't look like they have the energy. So I faded L and I faded M. I certainly didn't hold it for that ride, but did okay on them. And the reason this happened is because once I came in and we started staying below the open and everything, what did the market try to do for the last 2.5 hours? They tried to push it with shorts. Didn't get much, and these shorts got ripped apart. So the daily for me is still in balance. We'll go over that in a minute. As far as destinations, on the upside in SPY, 10 wide at 394.69. Today's high of 396.20, and then the next set of single prints now start at 396.21 and get filled at 397.15. For the downside, we have 391.12, and you should have the other ones I gave you yesterday. In ES, downside is 29. Then another daily low of 21. And then on the upside, we have today's 10 wide at 65.50. Today's high of 81.25. And then the single print started 81.50 to 91.25. And you should have all those other ones that we gave yesterday. Now, let's go to the chart just quickly. Now, tomorrow I will be doing a video, but unfortunately, I will be missing the opening. I hope to be back by 10. So hopefully I don't miss much. So selfishly, I'm going to say, I hope the market stays inside of today's range until I get back and doesn't do much. So here's the daily. It's a 6-day balance for me, okay? I said yesterday I'm using the 7th low as the bottom of it, and 2 days ago's high is the high of it. I said even if we take out today's low, I said this last night and again this morning's video, unless we take out this low, it's still balanced. Now some people will call the daily down now because it's one-time framing down 2 days. I don't have a problem with that. Right? It's very subjective. The bottom line is this. If we take out today's low tomorrow, odds are we're going to take out this low, and then I'm going to have the daily down. So we're all going to be on the same page, right? However, if we take out today's high, whoever called it down will be back to balance, whereas I'm already in balance. So, again, it might change the balance a little bit if you said down and call it just a 3-day balance if we take out today's high. But again, it's all subjective. It's all an art. It's not that big a deal. So for now, the monthly's balanced. I have the daily still in balance. And the weekly, I have up to balance. Now look what's happening here again. Look at the way the 20s barreling down towards the 50-day moving average again. Okay, they're less than $2 apart. So it's pretty interesting. Plus the 200's coming down. Big mess going on in here. Remember I said yesterday, are we now in the process of getting lower lows and lower highs again? Well, it certainly remains to be seen. Thanks for the likes and subscribing. Hope you had a good day trading. Enjoy your evening. And we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.